You know, I can't tell who's the better actor, Miko Hughes or Dylan Porter. Dylan's new Nightmare has finally arrived, and what can I say? This fan film is awesome. Dylan's New Nightmare is directed by Cecile Laird, and it's pretty much an unofficial fan-made sequel to Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Now, many of you know out there, my name is Frederick. I love Freddy. He scarred me since I was 6 years old when my brother-in-law showed me the original Elm Street. As a Freddy fan, I feel like that Wes Craven's New Nightmare is a very underrated entry and an underrated horror film from Wes Craven. I absolutely love that film, and this is one of the finest Elm Street fan films I have ever seen. Seriously, it's up there, maybe even more than Tales from Elm Street. It basically follows an adult version of Dylan Porter. Miko Hughes reprises his role of Dylan Porter, and we get to see how life is. This fan film is beautifully shot. The cinematography is well done to points where I thought I was watching an actual official sequel to Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And what I love is how they play with dreams. In many ways, this is going back to the original films, where Wes Craven's New Nightmare had this ugly, decrepit Freddy. This one kind of goes back to more of that classic look, while also being more messed up. And the actor who plays Freddy does a wonderful job. Dave McCrae plays Freddy Krueger. You may recognize him from the Black Christmas fan sequel, It's Me, Billy. Wonderful film as well. I highly recommend checking that one out. But in this one, he manages to get the mannerisms of Robert Englund without trying to sound like him, but he still has that essence of Freddy Krueger with a bit more of the demented, demonic side of the entity that we see in Wes Craven's New Nightmare that's taken the shape of Freddy Krueger. And there's some great nods in this. The soundtrack is very well done with the instrumental score, but also there is this tune that's like a rendition of Dream Warriors by Dokken and Nightmare by Tuesday Night from 3 and 4. So that's kind of cool how they combine both the themes from Dream Warriors and Dream Master into one song here, with a shot that's very reminiscent of Tuesday Night as Kristen at the beginning of Elm Street 4. But what I love about this is how they play around with dreams, and the way it's shot, the transitions are done so well. The nightmare sequences have this certain lighting that just feels eerie. It plays very much to dreams and nightmares and the psychology of that, as well as a history that Dylan Porter has with Freddy Krueger. They treat this not as Miko Hughes as an actor. They treat this as Dylan Porter, actually the son of Heather Langenkamp, taking his father's accident from Wes Craven's New Nightmare into account. And this is a sequel from these versions that they're playing. You know, they pretty much played an alternate version of their real life. Miko Hughes is doing the same, but instead of Miko Hughes, he's Dylan Porter, you know, the son of Heather Langenkamp. And he's just trying to get more acting gigs and stuff. He's trying to try out for roles, and everybody recognizes his parents, you know. He's kind of trying to break away from their shadow. But that kind of is great to see in parallel to being in the shadow of Freddy Krueger, who he thought was long dead. You know, growing up is not going to help him this time, so to speak. And I really love this. It builds up to an interesting conclusion that I want to see more. The moment it ended, as an Elm Street fan, once you make it to the ending, you're going to want to see more. And even the credits, the initial credits reminded me a little bit of Freddy vs. Jason, you know, with like the rock music they used. I don't know, this just put a smile on my face as a Freddy Krueger fan. It's very rare to see a fan film done in this caliber. Like I said, I put it up there with the Roberto Lombardi's Freddy Krueger rendition in Tales from Elm Street. I think Dave McCrae is the best since Roberto Lombardi after Robert Englund, you know. As far as successors, they've gotten the closest to feeling like Freddy Krueger without it being Robert Englund. And if they ever remake it or reimagine it in some way, whether it be TV, film, streaming, I would love to see it. But, you know, in many ways, I feel like the Elm Street series should be left asleep. And in other ways, I feel like we need this type of reinvention that this fan film brings, because it kind of it reminded me why I loved Freddy Krueger and how I miss him, you know. And more specifically, what you can do with him. There's still things you can do that can feel fresh in a way in a modern society. This film continued what was set up in Wes Craven's New Nightmare without entirely going over the same beats, It still did something original. And this is one of the finest Elm Street fan films. For any horror fans, for any fans of Freddy Krueger, I urge you all to check out Dylan's New Nightmare. It's available here on YouTube. It's 34 minutes. I give it an A+. This makes the final cut. This is a really well done Elm Street fan film, and kudos to the entire cast and crew for making this. I hope there's a follow-up. The way it ends, hopefully you can get Heather Langenkamp in the mix. I would love to see that. Cecile Laird did a wonderful job writing and directing this film, and I cannot wait to see what he does in the future. Oh man, just kudos to everyone involved, and again, check it out. It's on YouTube. Check it out right now. Seriously. Gets you in the mood for Halloween. Makes you want to go back and rewatch Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Just check it out, everyone. In the meantime, you can check out these other Freddy-related videos for more content. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Till next time.